So I have some of the same questions on COYAC. When we're spending $50,000 on a singular lobbying firm or consultant, I guess, and that consultant is tied to the governor via the Gang of Four, and we're spending $50,000, and that's their only client is COYAC. And when you look at the expenses, it's all of the expenses of the adults. It's all of the expenses of them meeting with Phil Weiser. It's all the expenses of them meeting with the different organizations around the state. So it feels more like COYAC is less of a student organization than a student front for an organization. And certainly they can have, defunding them is certainly not a matter of dechartering them. They can, there are all kinds of high school clubs and things like that go on without funding. And so I don't understand why we need to spend $50,000, well, minus $2,300, in order to keep COYAC going when they're bringing out some of the, it's certainly not critical legislation, but it feels more like that they're just a front for a consultant group that is using a high school organization to feed them ideas for them to bring and put to bring and then put into bills before us to say that this is for the children. Everything's got to be for the children, and then not only that, but by the children. So I would like to see the defunding, and I do recognize that we renamed COYAC last year for the purpose of perpetual funding, but we have a budget deficit, and we need to. What we actually need to be doing is we need to be starting at zero. We need to be starting our budget at zero this year and working our way up, instead of trimming around the edges. And right now, this is just trimming around the edges, and that is one, like my colleague mentioned, we can get two for the price of one. And as far as the value goes for COYAC, fine. But there's lots of reasons for them to be engaged, to be accepted into that, effectively like an internship. But I feel like we're just paying a radical advocacy group we're just paying Friends of the Governor, in order to put kids in front of them, in order to bring bills from the children, supposedly by the children. So I would like to see that one removed also. And I'd also like to see, I'm a little bit surprised on this fiscal note, that for the ones that we have on here, that are going to continue, Black Coloradan Racial Equity Study. I'm not sure what that is. It'd be nice to have that discussion as to what we're talking about here, what we're talking about continuing to fund. Capital Development, Capital Building Advisory, Colorado Commission on Uniform State, Joint Budget Committee. So we need to, Joint Budget Committee, Joint Technological Committee, Legislative Audit Committee, Legislative Council, Statutory Revision, Committee on Legal Services. It's just a really weird thing in here to see the Colorado Youth Advisory Council lumped into that, and Black Coloradan Racial Equity Study, which seems a little bit on the unconstitutional side since we're prioritizing according to race. So I would like to see a little bit more discussion on that, as opposed to just we're going to let it go through.